Just a little update on the couple of things I'm doing. This is the Taft Viper jet. It's 90mm EDF. It's quite an old model in design, and when I built it well, apart from this point here, the connections for the wings. There are 4 connections. You've got your aileron servo, flap servo, undercarriage, and also a little servo there to operate the flap over the door for the wheel. You've also got an LED at the end here. So this meant I had a lot of wires. I had 4 servo connectors coming out the end here, and a positive and negative for the LED. And so I ended up with 4 different servo connections, 12 wires hanging out the end here. It was difficult to put together. Once you put it together, you were afraid to pull it apart because of the number of servo connection wires, and it was just unreliable. I ended up putting some hot glue on all the connectors and wrapping them in insulating tape, which worked great. They didn't undo, but it meant I couldn't transport the plane without the wings on. And this is a big plane for me. So what I've done is I've used these 8-way connectors, and you think 8 ways, that's not enough. Well, it is. What you got is, on one side you've got gear, cover, aileron, flaps. On the other side I've got 2 connectors for positive and 2 connectors for the negative rail. So you end up with shared positive and negatives, and a point for each of the servos. Obviously the LED just runs across the positive and negative, and this has made it possible for the wings just to plug in, and then once they're plugged in you can just push this in as you push the wing in into the hole, and it makes for a nice positive connection. Well, I'll put a picture up now of the connectors I use. I'm sure you can find them local to yourselves. The important thing is the PCB on the back makes it possible to use these really nicely. And here are my 2 Talons. Number 1 in the front here is the first of my 2 mini Talons. I say first of 2, but now I've only got 1 since number 2 decided to destroy itself last year. And also a Talon GT, which is the one at the back. Now both of these are running on 1.3 megahertz video, and in the case when I built the mini Talon, I decided I didn't want anything more than the ailerons going out to the wings. So this actually has everything incorporated. You've got the camera at the front, which is a one-can hybrid split, and it's on a pan and tilt servo. You've got a second camera there in case you can't get a connection to that one, or if you want to fly, make sure you're flying ahead. So it's got 2 cameras at the front, and the flight controller has a video splitter. Inside we've got a Crossfire Nano Pro. So this is the one with the more powerful telemetry to a vertical crossfire aerial on this stand here. Got a Maytech F405 here with GPS. At the back here we've got the 1.3 gigahertz video transmitter, and that's 600 milliwatts. At the back obviously you've got the 40 amp ESC, a little flashing strobe at the back, and a Sunny Sky 22 16 1250 motor. On the underside of this, if I can get it over, you've got a second strobe, you've got a skid, and a bungee hook if you want to bungee it, and you've also got the antenna for the 1.3 gigahertz, which is embedded in the base. These are the true RC side mounted. You can just see it feeding in just here. So that's the first of the long range planes. The second long range plane is the nano. Is it the nano? I think it's no, not nano. The GT. And what we got at the front here, FPV camera there, regular FPV, which is, I believe, a Rattel. You've got a power supply splitter here, which means I can run any camera that needs 5 volts. It can get it through here. That's currently set up for a Runcam orange. Center, we've got one of the Matex, what is it, 743 wings. That's running. There's the USB for that, and GPS, same 40 amp and the same motor at the back, Sunny Sky 1250. Well, I like those, they're really good. But in this case, the connections are made when you push the wings on. Has the 600, again a true RC singularity aerial in the wing. If I'm going to have anything protruding from the wing, I like it on the base rather than the top. I like to keep the top as smooth as possible. And on the other side, another Crossfire Nano Pro feeding the Crossfire aerial. So they make connection when you plug the wings in. This is the ground station for the 1.3 gigahertz, and it's all stuck on the back of a VAS, Video Aerial Systems pepper box. These have at least 12 decibel gain. The tripod connection on the back of the antenna is connected to this small rig clamp. That's the company name, Small Rig Clamp, and they're easy to get hold of, very cheap, and they grip really well, and that holds it to the extended central pole of the tripod. On the back of the aerial we have two 1.3 gigahertz receivers. This one here is connected by a TBS notch filter into, following it round, into the back of the crosshair receiver. So that's the main long range antenna receiver, and this one has a singularity, another true RC singularity connected onto it. These both feed into this Eagle Tree switcher basically. It can do more, but I'm using it just for video switching. I'll go into that in a bit more. The power is supplied from this 4-cell LiPo, which feeds into a 12 volt adapter. Shows the voltage of the battery here, and that's this is a power distribution, that's it, for all the units that run 12 volts. So the video is received by one of these two aerials. It feeds into the Eagle Tree, it comes out of the Eagle Tree, over, that's one feed in, there's the other feed in, and the output is split into two ways. It goes, well no, the output goes one way and it goes into this 5.8 gigahertz transmitter, and the screen is a 5.8 receiver with a built-in recorder. So basically this is just receiving from there, you can also, because it's transmitting on 5.8, you can go straight to a set of regular goggles. So you got the choice. The screen also picks up power via this fly lead. So it's a pretty compact based ground station. It all fits on the back. This is a 3D print designed by Adam G that does flies FPV. That's available on his YouTube page, and I'll give you a link to that. And to be honest, it's pretty much a copy of Adam G's system, apart from using this eagle tree. This is more like Bonafide Pirate. He uses eagle tree. I managed to get this second hand. They're like hen's teeth, and what it's doing is it's looking at the video quality of each of these two feeds from each of the two transmitters, deciding which is best, and then switching the output to that. That's the receiver. I haven't actually used this much in anger yet, so this year I plan to do a lot more flights with this.